Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome to your weekly dose of newsy infotainment. It's Let's Be Treasonable, coming to you from the luxurious studios of Radio Titans in Los Angeles, with your cognitive dissidents on the panel this week: comedian, actor, raconteur, and juggler, Mr. Jim Coughlin.
Hello.
Hello, Jim. Wonderful to have you here, as always. Also with us, author, performance artist, and Resistrix, the one and only Erika Schickel. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Right on.
Yeah.
And, of course, comedian, bon vivant, and always the black voice of reason, Mr. Tymon, Shipp.
Power to the people. We are here today on a beautiful Saturday. Another podcast.
It really is. It almost makes you feel bad for the rest of the country, but we'll get into their weather in just a minute.
I'm so sorry, Arizona.
I was actually thinking about Florida, but...
No, Florida's gone. It's already
so
underwater. That's done. We've lost the whole southern half.
There's so much of Arizona to be sorry about anyway. But we will get to all that in just a minute. I, of course, am Dr. David Robinson, your Vin Scully for the impending apocalypse and the before picture to Dave Grohl's after. It is America in Crisis, day 232. Still, we persist. And, of course, we persist with our invisible fifth member of the panel, the one and only five-time Emmy nominee, Mr. Will Durst, with this week's Burst of Durst.
Hey, guys. Will Durst here to bid a hearty welcome back to our elected representatives as they trudge back to Washington from their annual summer recess, which is taken in order to renew, refresh, recharge, and reload so they can be rested as they fight for us, their constituents. Of course, most of the time was spent raising campaign funds, but a few did manage to find time for other activities as well. And through a series of dogged investigations, we here at Durst Co. were able to uncover the previously unreported recreational proclivities of many public figures and are proud to offer them up in a segment we like to call How They Spent Their Summer Vacation. Sean Spicer chopped 30 points off his blood pressure by spending the summer in Florida tagging alligators. Steve Bannon earned a pretty penny for checking into a Swiss spa and switching out his blood with Keith Richards. Paul Ryan spent the summer visiting all 30 Major League Baseball stadiums and defied the laws of probability when the home team lost every game. Donald Trump surreptitiously installed solar paneling on his vast holdings in Guam. Mike Pence taught Bible school to a group of at-risk youth who just happened to be the children of Republican megadonors. Bernie Sanders attended 3 Comic-Con conventions dressed as the John Candy character from Spaceballs. California Senator Kamala Harris piloted a highly prestigious congressional task force that studied the efficacy of task forces. Jared Kushner followed the New England State Fair circuit selling vegetable slicers. First Lady Melania Trump quietly consulted Manolo Blahnik on his limited edition Shoes Fit for a Flood collection. Anthony Scaramucci spent 30 days in community service in Kalispell, Montana, after threatening the life of a KOA campground manager who failed to stock enough marshmallows for the traditional Friday night s'mores bonfire. Donald Trump Jr. spent the summer writing an infinite number of times on a Trump University blackboard, "I will quit being such a doofus." And finally, Ted Cruz interned at the Calgary Stampede as a rodeo clown. For Let's Be Treasonable, I'm Will Durst.
Excuse me. Thank you very much, Will. I just quick tangent. Speaking of rodeo clowns, anyone see It, the new Stephen King movie?
Going to see it in about 2 hours.
Excellent. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to see it this weekend.
I thought you were going to mention Baskets, where he starts. He's a rodeo clown.
Yes, but classically
Galifianakis.
trained.
Yes,
it's a beautiful story.
Actually, I was talking to the kids at Juvie. They will be having the opportunity to see it also.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
How they get a special screening or
they
field
told
trip?
me that don't worry, sir, we get to check out it just like you. I said, well, damn.
What are they buying the DVD outside of Roscoe's?
Probably. Hey,
your tax dollars hard at work.
That's right. If they can get a marijuana burrito, then they
They can get a marijuana burrito?
Somebody delivered a marijuana burrito.
Why? Where's my marijuana burrito?
It was a burrito because dude said his uncle owned a Mexican restaurant. He said, "Dude, no problem. My uncle owns a burrito." And he said, "Yeah, we'll send you a giant burrito." The burrito was full of marijuana.
That's
Had to be about
a
that
big
big.
burrito.
Wow. It was huge.
That's awesome.
Yep. Got right past security too. They didn't say,
that takes edibles to a whole new level. Doesn't it?
Yes. Hey,
that's
only
actually
in America.
It's fairly impressive. But I think it's indicative of the youth today and their lack of ambition. Used to be you'd get a file
That's right.
delivered
Try to
inside
escape.
a cake.
Don't
try and escape. Yeah, now it's just fuck it, stay in there. Here's some weed. Enjoy your time.
Yeah. Oh God.
Well, I guess making the best.
Yes.
Nice. So we mentioned the weather earlier, and as we are in the studio here, it is late Saturday morning in Los Angeles. So the hurricane is just starting to make landfall, I believe, in Florida. When I left the house earlier this morning, watching the TV news, they were just starting to feel the effects.
Yeah, the waves are peaking, the skies are dark, the rain is spitting, but I think it's going to really... what I heard is tomorrow morning is when the nightmare really gets rolling.
Yeah, and when you see something is that the whole storm is bigger than the whole state.
The storm is the size of France, I heard.
Yeah, it's massive. And it went through...
Except without all those annoying French people in it.
Yes.
Yeah. And it went through, at some places, 187 miles an hour winds they were going through. So.
I'd like to point out a couple things. There is a couple in Oregon celebrating their 75th wedding anniversary. Their names are Harvey and Irma. And they're a little bit bothered that there are these hurricanes destroying people's lives.
On their 75th.
Well, but at least the hurricane's death toll hasn't reached theirs yet. So they are still the champion.
That's right.
Oh, my God.
I almost said Fred and Ethel.
Right.
It's no, Harvey and Irma.
Yeah.
Harvey and
Irma. Now, another thing
the Schluters.
They've found is that based on the strength of hurricanes, male hurricanes kill fewer people than female hurricanes. And this is statistically... I'm not kidding. What they think happens is people hear about a hurricane, and if it has a male name, they take it more seriously. So we can expect not necessarily more deaths, but more unavoidable or avoidable deaths from Irma being ignored.
Yes.
Whereas Harvey was maybe taken more seriously.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
These are the amazing things that come out of statistics. And
are you really? You're not setting us up on a joke here.
Serious.
This is, they find that people take male hurricanes more seriously.
Yeah, based on their analysis of the strength of the hurricane and how big it was and whatever.
That Erika, that like for the sake of feminism, that does sound horrible. But think about it; it could be worse. More people could die in the female named hurricanes because they're standing outside trying to explain what a hurricane is to the hurricane.
There's that as well.
So
how many
mansplaining deaths are there?
Can I ask you a trivia question?
Okay, I'm already.
All right.
I've already failed.
Where did a hurricane last make landfall historically? California or Ireland?
This is a joke.
No, it's not a joke.
I'm going to guess Ireland.
Yeah. Hurricane Debbie, 1961, hit Ireland. There was a hurricane before they were giving them names. There was a hurricane in 1939. That's the last hurricane to make landfall in California.
I thought Jerry Cooney was the last Irish hurricane.
I don't get that joke, but
because there was a boxer named Hurricane, nicknamed Hurricane. Bob Dylan did a song about it.
That Denzel Washington played.
Yeah,
okay.
But Jerry Cooney, Irish boxer of note.
Okay.
Do you know what the real nightmare of this hurricane has been for me? Is that my daughter, my 19-year-old daughter, asked me where the Atlantic Ocean was. And I just went, oh, my God, I have failed.
Wow.
I have failed. She didn't know, but she wasn't entirely clear. She's like, that's East Coast, right? And I just was like, you have not had enough education yet, child.
Did you temporarily take custody of her high school graduation certificate?
She's going back to school. That's
summer school
sad.
for you.
Summer school for her.
Well, because the anniversary is just around the corner, that reminds me of when 9/11 occurred. I was working at the Playboy Mansion, and I would usually go in a little bit early to get coffee in the butler's pantry, talk to the butlers, find out if there was any drama with, because I have had 7 girlfriends, it was a busy time.
Yeah.
And I was dating a girl who lived in New York, so I got a wake-up call at 6:30 that morning. I was screaming, "Are you watching television?" I'm like, "No, I'm sleeping. Turn on the TV." And I'm like, "Oh, it's freaking out, whatever." Turn the TV on. It's like, okay, justified. But so I went in a little extra early, see if I could, book a train, something to help her get out of town. And I'm in the butler's pantry getting my coffee, and one of the butlers who I'm still friends with is coming across the Great Hall and coming back from delivering breakfast upstairs, and he sees me and he starts laughing. He's like, "Dude, you should have been here 30 minutes ago because one of the girlfriends had called down to the pantry to ask how many Pentagons we have and what they're for." I thought he was setting me up for a joke. I go, "Did you tell her 4/5 and not much today?" He's like, "Oh my God, I should have said that." I go, "Wait a minute. Did she actually?" He's like, "Yeah, she actually called down." So,
God help us.
for what it's worth,
in her defense, she was curious. She was, she wanted to learn.
Yeah, but
and these
also
days,
she was probably smart enough to wait until Hef got up to take a leak before calling downstairs to ask a question.
Google really wasn't what it was back then in 91 or whatever, 2001, whatever.
But one big difference between 9/11 and I guess it's going to be 9/10 if we decide to drop the Irma name and just go with the date. But people know about Irma. People, we have
She's got a good
science,
press agent.
we have technology, folks at NOAA, folks at NASA who deal with weather models, and there have been a lot of hurricanes to hit Florida over the years, so they pretty much have hurricane response down pat. They know what they're doing. Unless,
of course,
you are a fan of Rush Limbaugh, in which case you were told this is a liberal hoax to promote climate change. This is always done to help benefit big water, as he said, because they do the announcement of a hurricane and there's a rush on all the grocery stores and everyone buys bottled water. He said, you have something called a tap or rain barrels, which, if you see all the debris and everything that's flying around in a hurricane, maybe not the rainwater you want to be drinking.
I mean, is Rush Limbaugh still, is he still a viable voice in our society? Is anybody, I understand there's...
Not to rational thinking human beings, but much like that, 30% that will not ditch Trump no matter what, Rush Limbaugh has his audience.
That's their boy.
It's just...
I think it's fallen off, right? I think he's not as much on radio.
No, well, over the years, he's alienated so many advertisers.
Well, the one guy just got fired off of Fox. So
right.
So they're falling. He's right up there. They're falling down.
Don't you think? I want to pull back to a larger view just for the hell of it. Don't you think that this week? I've really felt this profoundly. This week, we're seeing all the irrefutable, evidence that we need. And all of these people, Rush Limbaugh and the Republican Party and climate deniers and this whole fucking, monkey show of people who are I think all of that has got to be falling now, right? Are we not at the moment? Is this the moment?
Once Trump calls it fake news, they believe it.
Well, and that's kind of one of the things that I was getting at with Rush Limbaugh is that, he was telling people don't listen to the fake media